Today, we bring you a story that inspires, amazes, and shows how perseverance and belief in your dreams can overcome any obstacle. This is the story of Elon Musk and his company SpaceX, a company that redefined space exploration and proved that even the boldest dreams can become reality. But this isn't just a story about rockets and technology. It's a story about resilience, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of a vision that once seemed impossible. So, sit back and let's dive into the incredible journey of Elon Musk and SpaceX. Elon Musk has dreamed of space since he was a child. Growing up in Pretoria, South Africa, he was an avid reader, devouring science fiction novels like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Foundation by Isaac Asimov. These books sparked his imagination and planted the seeds of a grand vision: humanity as a multiplanetary species. At just 12 years old, Elon created his first video game, Blastar, which he sold for $500. It was a small but significant step toward his future in technology. By 17, he left South Africa for Canada, seeking better opportunities and a path to his dreams. But it wasn't just about personal success. Elon believed that humanity's survival depended on expanding beyond Earth. He often spoke about the need to colonize Mars, not just as an option, but as a necessity. This belief would later become the driving force behind SpaceX. In 2002, after selling PayPal and becoming a multimillionaire, Elon Musk founded SpaceX with a bold mission to reduce the cost of space travel and make humanity a spacefaring civilization. He invested $100 million of his own money, a significant portion of his fortune, into the company. At the time, the space industry was dominated by government agencies like NASA and a handful of aerospace giants. Rockets were expensive, single-use machines, and space travel was reserved for a select few. Elon wanted to change that. His vision was to create reusable rockets, which would drastically lower the cost of launches and open up space to private companies and even individuals. The first rocket SpaceX developed was the Falcon 1. It was a modest project compared to what would come later, but it was a crucial first step. Elon hired top engineers, many of whom had worked at NASA or other aerospace companies, and set up shop in a small facility in California. But the road to success was anything but smooth. The first 3 launches of the Falcon 1 ended in failure. Each explosion was a devastating blow, not just financially, but emotionally. Elon had poured his heart, soul, and money into SpaceX, and with each failure, critics grew louder. They called him reckless, naive, and even delusional. The first launch, in March 2006, ended just 33 seconds after liftoff due to a fuel leak. The second launch, in March 2007, made it further but still failed to reach orbit. The third launch, in August 2008, was the most heartbreaking. The rocket made it to space but failed to separate its stages correctly, crashing back to Earth. By this point, SpaceX was running out of money. Elon had invested nearly all his fortune into the company, and the pressure was mounting. He later admitted that the stress was so intense, he felt like he was chewing glass, but he refused to give up. By 2008, Elon Musk was on the verge of bankruptcy. Both SpaceX and Tesla, his electric car company, were in crisis. The global financial crash made it nearly impossible to secure funding, and Elon was forced to make a difficult choice: prioritize one company over the other or risk losing everything. In a last-ditch effort, Elon decided to fund the fourth Falcon 1 launch himself, even borrowing money from friends to keep SpaceX afloat. The stakes couldn't have been higher. If this launch failed, SpaceX would likely shut down, and Elon's dream of space exploration would be over. On September 28, 2008, the fourth Falcon 1 launch took place. Elon watched from the SpaceX office, surrounded by his team. As the rocket lifted off, the tension was palpable. Minutes later, the Falcon 1 successfully reached orbit. It was a historic moment, the first privately funded rocket to do so. The room erupted in cheers. Elon later described it as one of the best days of his life. SpaceX had proven that the impossible was possible. With the success of the Falcon 1, SpaceX gained credibility and attention. Just months later, NASA awarded the company a $1.6 billion contract to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. This contract saved SpaceX from bankruptcy and marked the beginning of a new era. The Falcon 1 had proven that SpaceX was capable of building rockets, but the real game changer was yet to come. In 2010, SpaceX introduced the Falcon 9, a larger and more powerful rocket designed to carry heavier payloads into orbit. What made the Falcon 9 revolutionary was its reusability. Traditional rockets were single-use, meaning they were discarded after each launch, driving up costs. Elon Musk envisioned a future where rockets could land back on Earth, be refueled, and launched again like airplanes. The first successful landing of a Falcon 9 first stage occurred in December 2015. It was a historic moment, broadcast live to millions of viewers around the world. The rocket descended gracefully, landing vertically on a landing pad at Cape Canaveral. This achievement was a turning point not just for SpaceX, but for the entire space industry. Reusability drastically reduced the cost of space travel, making it more accessible than ever before. In 2012, SpaceX made history again when its Dragon spacecraft became the first privately built vehicle to dock with the International Space Station. This marked a new era of public-private partnerships in space exploration. The Dragon was designed to carry cargo, but Elon Musk had bigger plans. In 2020, SpaceX achieved another monumental feat, sending astronauts to the ISS aboard the Crew Dragon. This mission, known as Demo 2, was the first crewed launch from American soil since the retirement of the Space Shuttle in 2011. NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley became the first humans to fly to space aboard a commercially built spacecraft. The success of Crew Dragon was a testament to SpaceX's engineering prowess and its ability to deliver on ambitious goals. It also marked the beginning of a new chapter in human spaceflight, where private companies play a central role. While Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon were groundbreaking, Elon Musk's ultimate vision extends far beyond Earth's orbit. The Starship project, currently in development, is designed to carry humans to Mars and beyond. Starship is a fully reusable, super heavy-lift launch vehicle capable of carrying up to 100 people. It's designed to be the most powerful rocket ever built, with the ability to transport both crew and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and other destinations in the solar system. The development of Starship has been a roller coaster of successes and failures. Early prototypes exploded during test flights, but each failure brought SpaceX closer to success. In May 2021, Starship SN-15 completed a high-altitude flight and landed safely, a major milestone for the program. Elon envisions a future where Starship enables the colonization of Mars, creating a self-sustaining civilization. He has even set an ambitious goal of sending the first crewed mission to Mars by the mid-2020s. While the timeline is uncertain, one thing is clear: SpaceX is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. SpaceX has already transformed the space industry in ways that were unimaginable just 2 decades ago. By reducing the cost of space travel, the company has opened up new opportunities for scientific research, commercial ventures, and even space tourism. In 2021, SpaceX launched the Inspiration 4 mission, the first all-civilian spaceflight. The crew spent 3 days in orbit, raising awareness and funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. This mission demonstrated that space travel is no longer reserved for astronauts; it's becoming accessible to ordinary people. SpaceX has also played a key role in deploying Starlink, a satellite constellation designed to provide global internet coverage. With thousands of satellites already in orbit, Starlink is bridging the digital divide and bringing high-speed internet to remote areas around the world. The story of Elon Musk and SpaceX is not just about technology and rockets. It's a story about resilience, vision, and the power of believing in yourself, even when the odds are against you. Elon's journey teaches us several important lessons. Dream big, but start small. Elon's vision was always grand, but he started with a single rocket and a small team. Embrace failure. Each failure brought SpaceX closer to success. Elon didn't see them as setbacks, but as opportunities to learn. Never give up. Even when everyone doubted him, Elon stayed true to his vision. His story reminds us that the path to success is rarely easy, but it's always worth it. SpaceX is a company that has transformed the space industry. It has proven that private companies can compete with government agencies and achieve what once seemed impossible. And Elon Musk continues to dream. His goal is to make humanity a multiplanetary species and build a city on Mars. And who knows? Maybe very soon, we'll see that dream become a reality. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this story, share it with your friends. And remember, even the boldest dreams can come true if you believe in them and never give up. Until next time, keep dreaming and keep reaching for the stars.